Women, on average, put less effort in sports, powerlifting, weightlifting, basketball, every sport, you name it. Men, on average, try harder than girls. Coach Greg, in today's video, it's 55% harder for women to lose weight than it is for men. And so that is their excuse. And so how can we expect women to be in shape and compared to men? Or is it?
Women, it's 55% harder for them to lose body fat than it is for men.
Because they have to complain before they work out?
Yeah. And so the guy hears that and says, why? Is that because they have to complain more? Is that it? Girls like, cookbook you! But does he in fact have a point?
If women learned to put forth effort, these women walking the mile run, if they didn't suffer from internalized misogyny and realize that athleticism is a good thing to try to attain, they'd put forth the same effort as men, and that 55%, I believe, would dissipate.
And so is the reason it's 55% harder for women because they just don't try as hard? After all, let's look back at gym class, of which I have a lot of experience, not only as a student, but also as a teacher, a physical education teacher, one with my master's degree in education. And so one of the things I noticed is that women, they do in fact put in less effort than that of their male counterparts. You can argue with me that it's gender differences, that it's simply something they're born with, or you can argue with me that it's not true, that women try just as hard as men. But I'm telling you, as a physical education teacher with my master's, of which I've studied this in detail, women on average put less effort in sports, powerlifting, weightlifting, basketball, every sport, you name it. Men on average try harder than girls. Hate me if you want, but I'm telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Now, there are several reasons for this. I mean, think of it. Do you really think that the parents encourage their offspring equally? When you have a male versus a female, oftentimes the males are encouraged more to play sports than that of their female counterparts. We also see a discrepancy in languages. For example, more men are encouraged to do better at math and science, and women are encouraged to do better in English language and so on. And so part of the reason, the problem for this is because parents, teachers, and so on encourage males to be better at sports than they do encourage females. And another reason for this is many of the sports taught in school favor more what men want to do than that of females. And so if the women are not as interested in those sports because perhaps they don't like them, they're not going to put as much effort. Just think of it. What are you going to try harder in? Something that you like or something that you don't like? And so perhaps when the teacher said, we're going to run, we're going to play basketball, we're playing to play floor hockey, the females were less interested. But if they had said, hey, it's time to do jazzercise, dance, yoga, whatever, perhaps the women would then try harder than that of the men. And so if everyone put in equal effort, if you could control all variables and force all the competitors, the athletes, to put in equal effort, would it in fact be 55% harder for women to lose fat than that of men? Well, consider this. There are in fact differences between males on average and females on average. We all know that to lose weight, it's calories in, calories out. 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. And so if a man burns off 3,500 calories and a woman burns off 3,500 calories, they're both going to lose the same amount of weight. Can everyone agree with that? And so consider this. Do men on average not have more muscle than women? Are men not on average bigger than women? And so if the average man is, for example, 30, 40, 50 pounds heavier than that of a female, does it not make more sense that they can burn off more calories? If a man and a woman both go for a walk 1 mile, the male on average is going to burn off more calories. And so does it not make sense that it is easier for men to burn off fat than women? I mean, really think about it. If you're a 200-pound male versus a 150-pound female, and you go and work out at the gym, you go for a jog, lift weights, whatever, is it not going to be easier for that man to lose more body fat than that woman? They're bigger, and so they're going to burn off more calories. And the average man's diet is about 1,000 calories higher than that of a female. Men, on average, eat more than women. When I go to a restaurant, I have to order 2 or 3 entrees. I can't order 1. It's not enough food. They have the same portion size for males as females. They have a kids menu because kids eat less, but notice they don't have a female menu. Why is that? Men on average eat more than women. Why is there not a male's menu and a female's menu? Well, it's 2023. Can I identify as a big eater? Why can't I eat more food? I mean, my needs are not being met. I need a bigger portion size. And so why can't they just look at me and say, I need the bodybuilder portion. I need the one because I do a lot of cardio and I eat a lot of food. And so let's say a woman's eating 2,000 calories a day and she's 50 pounds overweight, and a man eats 3,000 calories a day and he's 50 pounds overweight. And they're having a competition to lose body fat. Who can lose 50 pounds faster? Do you not think that it's far easier for the male to do that than that of the female? At best, a woman who's eating 2,000 calories a day could eat nothing. Nothing at all. I'm not going to eat. That would be a 2,000 calorie deficit. The man could say, well, I'm also not going to eat. That's a 3,000 calorie deficit. And the net difference, 1,000 calories a day times 7 days in a week, that's 7,000 calories. And so the man could potentially lose 2 pounds of fat more than the female because he eats more to begin with. So does that make sense? When you really think about it, can you see why it's easier for a man to lose weight than a woman? And so it's not simply because men on average try harder than women. It's because men can eat more, they're bigger, and so it's easier for them to burn off calories. And don't start typing in the comment section, but I know this girl, she can run faster than you, and I know a girl that's bigger than you and stronger. Yeah, we get it, there's exceptions, but it's on average. And so the average male, far easier to lose weight than the average female. And so if you hear of a woman who's lost 50 pounds and a man who's lost 50 pounds, it's way easier for that man to lose it than that of the woman. I'm sorry, it's simply true. Doesn't mean women can't try harder. Doesn't mean it gives women an excuse to not lose weight. And another thing, think of it like this. On average, men have more weight that they need to lose. When a man's 50 pounds overweight, perhaps he only weighs 250. A woman who's 50 pounds overweight, perhaps she only weighs 200. But in the real world, it's more about the percentage of body weight you have to lose. If you're a 400-pound man versus a 200-pound woman, a 400-pound man, if they lose 1% of their body weight, that's 4 pounds. 1% of 200-pound female, it's only 2 pounds. And so the bigger you are, the more you have to lose. And so one could argue that it's equally easy for men and women to lose weight because men on average have more to lose. Just think of it. They're usually taller, bigger, and so they have more weight they can actually lose. But that's countered by the fact that they're bigger and taller, and so it's easier for them to lose it. And so in the end, does it matter?
It doesn't matter!
Does it really matter if it's harder or easier, or should you just not get on with it? Stop making excuses, this man said. Put in some effort, value being athletic, and lose the frigging weight.
They'd put forth the same effort as men, and that 55%, I believe, would dissipate.
And so to me, the moral of this story is to pick an exercise that you like. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're not going to put as much effort. You're not going to want to try it as hard. And so how are you going to expect to get the same results? But if you find what you love, what you're passionate about, it's going to be far easier. And so if you're a woman and you like yoga more than lifting weights, then why not go and do yoga? If you don't like running, perhaps try cycling. Perhaps go for a hike, go for a walk, do something. But the worst thing you could do is make an excuse and forgive yourself. Oh, it's okay. I'm just going to forgive myself. I'm going to love my body because it's 2023 and I want an excuse for every single thing that doesn't make me happy in this world.
I love you so much. I love you so much. Thank you so much for keeping me happy, for keeping me alive. Thank you.
Sometimes it's better to love yourself enough to do something about it. Rather than just loving yourself as you are, which of course you should, love yourself for what you know you can be. If you don't know what to do, of course, we have free diet and training programs on my website. Go to the website, click the link in the description, enter your first and last name and email address. Close to a 50-page program written exactly for you. And remember, it's customized. It's not one same plan for everyone. These are different plans based on your size, the calories you need, and so on. And of course, we always have the cookbooks, the training books, a Circle diet book, and so many various supplements like Seco protein bars. We have G-Test, we have various pre-workouts, we have creatine, we have everything you've never even thought of. So head over to my website and check it out. Don't forget, code Greg, 10% off. Subscribe, click the bell button. That's to get notified. Watch it right away. Write a comment, like the video, helps with the algorithm. Don't forget to watch one of those two bloops. And of course, the Harder Than Last Time clothing line, including these tank tops, the highest quality. You'll not believe it. I wear these things like 100 times and it looks exactly the same as when I first got it. Tank tops, shorts, jogging pants, hoodies, t-shirts, everything. And until next time, I am out.